Hello everyone and welcome to the finale of the Mighty Nine. I'm really excited and I'm so sorry that these are taking a little bit to get out. I'm finally starting to feel better. I think I also sound normal now. And so I'm really excited to get into it. Of course, you'll obviously hear all the other stuff first and like all the commentary I have and my feelings about certain characters and some of the arcs that they're going on. And I'm really intrigued to see where this kind of brings us, where this leaves us, what kind of cliffhangers that we are left on. It is clear to me that we are going after the beacon. I think that's what the episode will be primarily about. And so I think what's going to end up happening is that 3 parties are going to be going after the beacon. And that's where we're going to meet Yasha. Let's get into it. Let's see what's really exciting about this. Let's see. I know I said 3, but I realize what I actually mean is 4. The Dynasty, the Empire, the Mighty Nine, and what's going on with Yasha. Those are all of the people that are going to be striving to obtain the beacon. All right, let's do this. Let's get into it. I do think we're going to get a lot of Yasha. Oh, pretty Yasha. Short hair Yasha. She's so good looking.
I can feel it in my bones.
Oh, to have Ashley Johnson flirt with you. I hate this for her. Great, we're already having a bad time. We hate it, thanks. I still have a cough, so I'm so sorry.
What kind of party are we talking about?
The kind for only the very wealthy or well-connected, I imagine.
And any party we're not invited to is definitely worth attending.
So how are we supposed
Well.
to get in?
Well, you'll need an invitation. You will need to get in and out without being spotted. But his residence is full of traps.
They're gonna be spotted.
Regardless, I would advise you leave no...
We're either a team or you're working for yourselves. Decide.
Okay, happening here. Well, of course,
Easy now, I got you. Step back.
begins top
be
tier.
your window to strike.
But Bo, can you jump that far?
Yeah, it's easy. I mean, it's all in the quads.
Infiltration will require a more delicate approach. Someone will need to attend the gala to be our eyes and ears.
Pick me, pick me.
She is the only one here who knows anything about rich people.
Well then, my dear, it seems you'll need a dress. Something delicate and
Fun.
conservative to blend in with Zadash's elite.
You know me too well, Mr. the Gentleman.
Acquisition
It's not gonna be
of the
delicate
artifact
or
must
subtle.
happen quickly and stealth.
Always save the best for last.
I have a little fixer-upper that might do the trick. You will have only a few minutes to escape the Tri-Spire.
He's like,
before
that's
they're
more
locked down.
than a fixer-upper.
Getaway must be unnoticed and fast. And remember, the Zadash City Guard are not to be trifled with.
Who
You should
knew
expect a confrontation.
he had this
I
ability?
always assume you're gonna get...
I think I know a place.
Are they going back to... Yeah. Yeah, they are.
Oh my gosh, look at all the things.
Welcome to the invulnerable vagrant.
I want it. I need it.
Heinz. It's fine.
The
Your
counting.
stuff is amazing. I will take all of this, please. Also, what's this do?
Oh, Pumat Prime is very proud of this one. Sprinkled over an edible substance, it greatly improves the flavor, to the point of being downright distracting.
Then it shall be mine.
The most
Nice,
important
gear too?
That is actually a
purchase
very powerful
in the
arcane
whole
artifact.
store.
Holy shit.
Haversack!
How much to make it pink? My first gala! I can't wait to dance! This dress is so swishy! I love it! Hey, I know that dickhead.
Which dickhead?
Lord Sharp. He tried to kill me. It's so
Oh,
funny.
oh no.
What do these names mean?
Maybe it will still happen.
That's
Maybe he
the
still
guest
will
list.
get blocked on the balcony.
Begins.
What?
If someone at the party could recognize you, you can't go.
Huh? No! But I could hold a fan or something, or talk like this.
Jester, it's too risky.
Easy, girl. Easy.
Alright, fine, I'll fucking do it. Jester can climb the tower. I'll go to the stupid party.
They're like, absolutely not.
You don't think I can be a glam rich bitch?
Beauregard, I mean no offense, but a gala of this caliber requires a certain amount of authenticity.
Is that... you? I have so many questions.
Truly, it should be Ford.
I'm real sorry, Jester. I know how badly you wanted to go to the ball.
Never mind. It's stupid. I'm being stupid.
Hey. Don't call my friend stupid.
Cute.
Thank you. Oscar.
What?
Okay, it is time.
She's killing me.
Stop picking your butt.
I think Jester got me the wrong size at the tailor's.
I don't think she did.
Good luck. Stay alive.
Why did they...
Do we regret trying to be good guys yet?
Every day since I met you.
I can't. They both look so awkward.
Go first. You're supposed to announce me at these stupid ass things.
Why does he look like that?
How rich is your family exactly?
Rich enough to be assholes and still be popular. Let's find our mark.
Oh, Bo.
There it is.
So brazen to like just put it on
Million old
display.
fogies in here. How do we find ours?
Cute little face.
Proud moment. I hear King Dwindle owes you much in the latest skirmish. Dirty your hands fighting those crick monsters.
All right. Maybe we should wait for
Wow.
when he's more alone, or now. Yep. Yeah, now's good.
What? The buttons. You collect them?
Oh, they remind me of a boy I once knew.
Well, in case this goes tits up, remember me, will you?
Okay.
How? It was hard enough to come up with one plan.
He's always so stressed.
But I'm gonna need your sash.
What? Wait. Oh. What?
Full of shit.
No, my cousin told me. They had some kind of scary name, too. Like the chromatic combo.
The Vox Machina reference. She's so good. I have some thoughts, but I'll save them so we could talk about them later. Why did they make her do... I know why they made her do this, but... I mean, none of them know right now, so...
Nope, not fine, not fine.
Or not.
Man, I thought this party was gonna be like a total waste of life. Tracy. Not interested.
Not Tracy.
I mean, why would you be? You're fascinating, and this.
You ever wonder why he chose us?
Ren.
It was not our talent, Astrid.
Little Spark, is that you? I'm very
Die.
glad to know you are still alive.
Have built to the ground.
Also, a very different.
The beacon to the Zauberspire.
What am I doing?
Oh.
Stop being a fucking coward! They will die because of you!
Not. She's so good.
Oh, fuck you, water!
Tracy.
Whoa, where
No, part of the plan.
I need to
Okay, we didn't see where Caleb was in part of the plan.
It's all in the quads. It's all in the quads.
Did you actually think you could escape me, Beren? Nein?
Ford.
I don't need you, traveler. I just need myself.
See here. I fucking hate you.
Traveler!
Oh!
Why did you leave me?
I would never leave you. You're my favorite.
My friend said I imagined you.
Friends.
Well, I mean, not as good as you.
Revenant.
Howdy.
Where is he?
Jeez.
Okay, first off, friend is a strong word. Second, suck my dick.
Oh, bro. Exciting. Very cool. This is certainly something.
Master.
I mean, just desserts and all that. Very cool. I love seeing the spells, like seeing Arcane Lock. Sweet.
Edwulf, where are you? I've lost eyes on Master Iketon.
She's gonna do some
Attack!
cool shit.
Because I most certainly remember killing you.
Molly is also so pretty. Everyone is so
It is nice to
pretty.
see you too, not the brave.
So, little problem. Please say you learned about these magic traps in wizard school?
Yeah. My teacher taught me quite well.
What was that explosion?
So good and scary.
Where's Master?
I wonder what it does.
Everything.
Scary! Wild. Whatever is going on here, wild. The death card is going to land. A very cool scene, though. Oh, not the death card. Got it, got it.
Something new.
A new magic.
Dunamancy. A new frontier of knowledge that belongs in
He
the
doesn't
hands
know
of the
about it.
Empire. This war
That you started.
to change your past.
No! No, Caleb, don't listen to him!
Is this where we're gonna meet him? Terrifying. I mean, he's also terrifying, but... Dude.
Not, are you okay?
Damn it, Bo!
Sorry, man.
Did we get the thing?
No!
Can we please get far away from that before we talk about anything?
That's what they're gonna find, Mom.
Molly?
Sorry, love. I don't know what...
It's okay. We'll go together.
Yeah. Yeah, she's being scary. I wonder when she gets to us. Uh-oh! I have thoughts and feelings. Okay, not in the sewer. Cool as shit, though. Truly, if he's like, I didn't even show you anything. God, his magic is cool.
Retrieve the beacon!
I think this is also where people are so misinformed. Oh, the earth and grass. I hate that. No. Can we? Let's.
Honestly, what were those things? They look like huge, scary bugs.
Green Strike Force.
Yeah, and they have the artifact.
Stop!
Yeah, uninformed, crazy. I don't know what's gonna.
Can't see shit!
Yeah, they're scary.
Jester?
Oh, I get it. He's gonna do something. A really cool way for him to decide that. I like him a lot. I also like that this is what, like, when he does those things, I have a lot of... Okay. Fighting her is the scariest thing. Oh.
Please, help me.
I have a lot of feelings. How is that? How do we... Predictions? None of them came true. But I do think that some things happen that are, like, in line. And I'm really happy that we didn't go... We could still go there, but them understanding that she isn't a bad guy. Good. A lot of things happen, which I think a lot of things happen that'll mean that other things cannot happen. So, first and foremost, I want to preface this by saying I am not married to the original content. Do I love the original content? Absolutely. And I think that's what makes it difficult for those of us who have watched the campaign already, to not appreciate what is going on necessarily. I'm not saying that's true of everybody, and I'm not saying that's true of me in this moment. And I can recognize that something is still very well thought out, and feel a bit distracted by the changes. Does that make any sense? I think so. And I think one of the reasons that's going to happen, and why probably a lot of us like AP content, is because I'm a big fan of character study, and I think the hours that go into the game that cannot feasibly be part of the show, because you could never make something like that, has misses for me. And has changed some characters, I think for the better, but also for, I don't want to say the worst, because that's not true. I think the time in which we get to spend with specific characters on particular issues that they are having will not be stretched out, and I have to get over it. And in part, I think this episode was a clear indicator of that for Jester, whom I love and adore. And I think even in a previous reaction had said that I was always a little bit sad that we never dove deeper into Jester's loneliness. And I always think that it was always a bit of a issue, and that everyone kind of brushed her problems aside because the other ones were so big. And that's fine. It happens in a campaign sometimes. And again, I think Laura Bailey is so brilliant in the characters that she delivers that the subtleties that exist within her characters sometimes go miss when people are thinking about their own shit. And that's fine. And I think Jester is a particular case, and I think a lot of people projected their feelings onto Jester, in that she was like the shining beacon of light, and she is. That's not untrue of her, because two things could be true. But Jester is an incredibly lonely person, and the amount of time that we spent having her reassure everybody else that she was fine was long and persistent. And I think being someone like her, that's the instinct. That is what you want to do. Because you know people like this version of you. And I think some things happen in this episode that rob her a bit of that. And I think Jester is an incredibly wise person. And so I think I can only just bluntly say it. I think she was pretty immature in this episode. And I don't see her that way at all. And it's nuanced because I think that also is a testament to her whimsy. So let me explain myself when I say that. Jester is perceived by others as immature and delusional. And that her positivity could only be something that she has because she is naive. And I think what's so strong about her character is that she, despite in campaign having a test of faith, was still faithful because she couldn't be shaken in that aspect of herself. Because it was real, and she didn't care that no one else believed it wasn't real. And so I think we're overcorrecting slightly. That I think is allowing to show her sadness. But I think the strength in the story for me personally was that she wasn't wrong. And we got to see that this episode. She's not wrong. He's there. I just think that, like, I think the overcorrecting is ruining the overall, like, one of the overall themes about her is that she's happy despite not being naive. So I think those are my big thoughts on Jester. Is that I think some things happen in this episode, mainly two very specific things. Her being upset that she couldn't go to the party. And her being upset that she had to perform a different task. And I don't think she could have not been upset about those things. Like, I think she still could have been. But I think she made that known to everybody else. Which felt strange, I guess. That everybody else had to be like, no, you'll be okay. It's fine. You have lots to offer. Yeah, I don't know. That being said, I can understand needing to present her dilemma in a different way. I don't know. She's just so, like, strong in all of those, like, those feelings for me. And, like, she's so convicted. And she's just like, yeah, we'll do it anyway. Like, I don't know. So I understand the need to write in some, like, character tension and stuff like that. I don't know if I love it. And I think in part that's because we are propping someone else up. Which again is fine. And I really, really like him. So I think, like, narratively, I understand why he's so good. And anyone else, like, who's in the know understands why those choices are being made. I think the wilder thing is, I think what happened in campaign could not happen in the show. And he could just disappear. That the switch could happen. Because we didn't see any of this happen. And I think it's really interesting to have his magic be not so attached to him and attached to somebody else. And, like, see him lose himself in those moments makes for the rest of it to not be so, like, shocking necessarily. But Vess knowing about him is crazy. Yeah? I don't know. Okay. Some other thoughts. I like what they're doing with Ford. Like I said, I think I said in another reaction as well, I think Ford sometimes did this thing that felt, how I read it, felt really out of character in campaign, because Travis is a really great player mechanically. He's also probably, like, top tier for me in terms of, like, role play and having fun at the table. Like, I think Travis is a great player. I will say that, like, I think the mechanics of wanting to, or understanding that the fight is one that you have to participate, doesn't always align with Ford's good-natured sentiment. And I think it is really interesting to think about Ford in the way that when like, again, I think this is what it ended up being, in that, like, the moments where I felt he was really out of character were versions of himself that he was trying to explore through his perception of other men. And a lot of the men around him at the time, or rather, the one other firmly confirmed man, was someone who was conniving and strong magically. And despite being incredibly tortured and broken as a person, assured in his journey, in what he wanted to achieve to rectify his mistakes in life, which at present he, Caleb, does not have. Because going into the journey, Caleb wanted to learn new magic to undo the things he did. And this Caleb isn't at that point in his journey. Until right now. And so, Ford saw a lot of men engage in power struggles and power dynamics who were making a change in the world, be that positive or negative, by yielding power to support what they wanted to achieve. And usually that was through means of violence. And so he responded in kind. And that's how I read it. This feels as though I missed something in campaign. And I think positively, if I missed it, this portion of his character, perfect, actually. Because, I mean, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And so, Ford giving into this patron to achieve power and greatness will be corrupted. And I love Ford. I think Ford is such a cool character. And if you know anything about me, which you don't, I am like obsessed with a werewolf narrative. And I don't think it's the same reason for a lot of people. Because I think a werewolf story, and there's not a lot of good ones. So, like, I ask myself, why am I obsessed with this idea? I think the crux of a good werewolf story is that the heart of the person at the center of this transformation has to be good. And their struggles with giving into animal instincts is the interesting part of that story. And that's what this feels like. And this is my side tangent, is like finding out that Travis was going to play a werewolf character. I was elated. And then we got fucking Chetney. And so, like, yeah, I was disappointed. Because I think Travis would have given me everything with that storyline. So I'm okay seeing it reflected in Ford. And I'm okay if it wasn't an original part of the story, because I think it lends itself to Ford really well. Because Ford is good. He's a good man. Going to this ball. I also have a lot of feelings about how this went down. I don't remember it happening like this. Obviously, there were some things that did happen. We found, like, soldiers of the dynasty. Just one, actually. In the sewers. And they were badly injured. I think from a fight that we got into earlier, but I think we weren't the only people who fought with them because they were trying to escape with the beacon. And then we did end up taking the beacon from them. And then we couldn't go back. And so we ended up in the dynasty. And so I imagine season 2... God, I just want season 2 already. I imagine that season 2 is going to be us going to the dynasty. However, a thing happened at the end of this that I don't know how we we get back from? Because someone was on the front lines who, as far as I know, not a soldier, incredibly magically powered, not someone who's necessarily like going out in the field, because he's like a special hand to, and his brain is like far more coveted than his abilities on the battlefield. The shadow hand, which I feel like he hasn't been called at all in this yet. And like, I don't know, maybe because like, no, he can't even go back. He didn't get it back. So like, it's not like he would be promoted when he goes back home. But how does he even get back home? What I do like, though, is that we did see that Essek has been holding back out of respect for the other people that he is working with in order to also get something from them. And they have no idea how incredibly skilled and knowledgeable he is with the magic that they have no idea about. And so being able to hold his own, I don't think he is worried, despite how strong Trent is, which is incredible to see. I worry that we've like also moved some things. So like last episode, last episode, I think so. Last episode, Vess said something to Trent that I feel like cannot be repeated somewhere else. But like, that's Essek, right? For anyone who's watched the show. Like, to me, that's one of my most favorite things he's ever said. And so I'm wondering, I think it's also just like a really perfect reflection of him as a character. He is self-assured. He knows how good he is at what he does. And so, like, how do we get away from this? Like, he's out and, like, passed out under Trent. Okay. I think the person who's felt the most unchanged has been not. And I think watching people react to the show and their reactions to not are so, like, it makes me so happy. I don't think there's like one person that doesn't love her. But I also feel like a lot of people are like, yeah, so-and-so is my favorite character. And I don't know that I've ever heard anyone say not is, which maybe is a little bit disappointing. And like I said, I think like in campaign, there were some things that I had wished went a little differently with her. But she's not my character to play, and like it's not the journey that I was going on, and so like I'm never here to tell anyone how to play their characters or like make choices that I would have liked better. I think I just would have, like, if I was playing a character like her, I would have chosen a different path. But that doesn't mean she doesn't have, like, just, like, a really great story. And everything's been really nice with her, and I think they are, really subtle with everything. And I think that's only because, like, we're not getting to her right now. And by that I mean like everything is so centered on the Empire and the Dynasty, which is like the major story of Campaign 2, I would say. And so I think it's easier to like follow in that slow progression of revealing things that matter to her. And I think that's where we're missing with everybody else, is that it feels like really fast. Like those reveals feel really fast. And that's why I want to say that I'm like not married to things needing to be like the original content, because like I understand in order to like reveal stories, like those emotions need to be present and like those secrets need to be revealed. I just think that like someone like Caleb took so long to reveal things, and I know I've been harping on it. I just think it's been like so at the forefront. And it makes sense why we're focusing on his story. Again, I think it's like one of the big stories of Campaign 2, and I think his character is really like interesting and powerful, and I think it is a good decision to focus on that. I just think that he's like so, the way Liam played him, like he's so guarded for a reason. And that's in part because he just thinks he's such a piece of shit. And like, it's hard to tell people that. And I think it's like hard to like also accept all of that. Not from them, but for him himself. And I think that's why it took him so long to like verbalize it, because then it would be confirmation that he is. Yeah, I have like a lot of, I think I'm like in this weird, like, I really love the animated series. I think they're doing a phenomenal job. And so like, I have really nothing negative to say about it. I think what's happening though is because I know how I've experienced these stories before, that there's part of me that is like holding on. And I think there's going to be like a lot of good things that come out of it. And I think some of the characters that maybe got like less, I don't want to say attention, but like maybe less focus, have moments where they can really like maybe dive into things they didn't even get to dive into at the table. And so at the end they came up with this like different product of like maybe not necessarily what they were trying to explore in Campaign. And I think that's reasonable. I think a lot of us who have watched it already just have these like very specific feelings about it. And again, I think I'm like hard pressed to tell somebody else that I know better. I think that's strange, and like I don't know these characters and I don't know what's going through their heads because I'm not playing them, and I know how personal that is. And you know, sometimes it even like happens at a table, and I've had these conversations with friends about like the characters that I have played, and like I have had friends be like, this is how I feel about them. And I was like, oh, that's so weird, because like that's not even necessarily how this character is feeling in the moment. And I think too, sometimes we like find ourselves or like land ourselves in like a very specific role that we maybe didn't even intend for that character to be. Like prime example, I think I'm playing someone who's very ambitious and ambitious to the point of like destruction, and like a need to like make a name for themselves. And I don't think that's where we are. And that's not like a negative. I think a lot of our party members look to him as like steadiness, and that he is like someone they can depend on. And so like, I think sometimes that's just natural progression of how things play out in a campaign. I feel, again, like I'm talking a lot. I just have, I think, so much to say. And I think it's a testament of like how much I love engaging with the stuff that a lot of APs have put out. And in particular, why, like, as a longtime fan of Critical Role, I still like find myself here. And like the different interpretations that people might have of them, including the people who are like close to the story, and how like we got to see them in that campaign, and I can always go back and feel what I felt with them over there and come to this and like explore that more and see different aspects of the story that maybe I hadn't focused on. And so learning new things about them, and then also seeing people's reactions to them, and how like an audience of someone who doesn't necessarily watch things that have to do with the tabletop community just watch this as a show, and how they feel about very specific characters. And I think Essek is a big one. I don't think I've probably watched like maybe one or two reactions where people might have been a bit more lenient on him, but from the most part, I feel like everybody fucking hates the guy. When like I know that all of the people that watch the show, the AP, that's our boy. We love him. And I think maybe that's kind of hard for people. And like, we've heard Matt talk about him. We've heard Matt say the things behind the scenes of like, yeah, like a lot of people didn't know what was going on or the things he did. And so like, we're not presented with the full picture of things he might have done to get to where he was when we met him. And I think that's really interesting. I will say, I think it's hard to come back from what he did. But I'm being lenient because I know him. Whereas I think that a lot of people can't, right? And so I think trying to shut off my brain, I would say like what he did was incredibly deceitful and betraying and vengeful. Yeah, and it makes me feel, it makes me question his choice, I guess, of words later on that I don't know will happen the same. Because I don't think that him having to betray people he cares about holds a similar weight in that, like, it was really a redeeming quality about him that he now was having a change of heart because he loved and cared about these people so much. When we saw him betray someone who did everything he could in order to, like, give him a chance. Yeah. Again, I'm gonna ramble on. Last thing, let's talk about Yasha. I know the Yasha fans are upset. But I think this will help strengthen Yasha's bond to the party in a way that maybe didn't exist before. And really show how much this like little group of misfits that all have like really messed up problems and that are like shitty people have to make sure that others don't feel that way. Yasha at present isn't a friend. And she came to us, had a clear moment of mind, and said, help me. And the Mighty Nein is going to do that. And then she's gonna, like, these people saved her from this. And that feels really, like, special and nice. And I think in a way that isn't as clunky as, like, a schedule that was keeping her from the table. Which I think, like, again, like, that was the reality of the situation. She was on a television show, and so, like, we don't want her to not be at the table, but she can't currently be at the table, and maybe for a long stretch of time. And so, like, clunky narratives are kind of created in order to help make that make sense, but it's not always clean or good for the story. And I think everyone can agree that that's like the case for Yasha, that she just like kept being taken without the like gravitas of that actually existing. And I think they'll be able to build on that better in the show, and then we'll save her from it. And like, admittedly, we'll probably lose her again. Like and then it'll hurt. Yeah, I think season 2, we're going to the Dynasty. There's no way that we're not. We're giving the beacon back. Is Essek there? I don't know. I hate that we left him there. I want it to come out tomorrow. Why is this the last episode? What it's telling me is I want to be with these characters, and I love being with them. And I'm really happy to be back here. I just have a lot of feelings. And I don't think, like, again, I have nothing negative to say about the show, even though we just kind of sat here and I criticized some things. I just want to reaffirm that, like, I am understanding of not being able to do it in the same way, and that's okay. I think both can be true, because I think there were some really faithful adaptations of, like, things we know about, and even if they were slightly changed, I can, like, say that I think episode 5 will, like, go down in one of my, like, favorite pieces of media ever. And so, like, I can't imagine what that's like for them. I can't, like, imagine how that feels to, like, see the stories that have been living inside of you just, like, visualized in a way that, like, have never been done before. And just, like, strengthen the story that you were trying to tell at the table in such a, like, poetic and beautiful way. It's been fun. I can't believe it's over. I guess we'll have the Legends of Vox Machina soon. We got some Easter eggs. We talked about the conclave. We got the dust of deliciousness. We got the dust of deliciousness. Which will only lead and is set up for one of the greatest moments in the campaign. A lot of good stuff. Anyway, everybody, thanks for sticking it out, this video. I'm seeing how long this video is. I'm obviously it's gonna get cut down. But thanks for sticking by and talking it out with me, and I hope you guys are really enjoying the show. Like I said, I am really enjoying the show. There's so much I love about it, and I think it's only normal for someone who knows the source material to be critical of something they love so much without necessarily being awful towards the thing. But just like understanding what you loved about the show and how those differences might impact things that you love. I think it's happened a lot on this channel. I think it's happened with Legends of Vox Machina, which I would say arguably a little bit truer to the source material, but I think there are things that we won't get. Moments in the campaign that I think were like top tier for me. Vax and the Rakshasa, for example. A throwaway joke, maybe. But that doesn't mean that I don't love everything that's going on. The same has happened with One Piece. I love the live action. I adore it, in fact, and I think it's so, like, you could tell the people are fans and they love it, but there are moments that are like some of my favorites that I think also lacked a bit of the, like, what I love about the original. The goodbye in Sanji's arc. Still very good. Still made me cry. But maybe not as much as I liked what was happening in this. And I think it's a, like, needing to condense problem. And I think that's the biggest issue. So I would say to myself and everybody else that might have some, like, I don't really like what's going on. Or, again, to reiterate, I don't not like what's going on, but it's clear to me that I am having feelings about certain things. That condensing something that is so long running and has so much content to source through is difficult. And we're doing such a good job. I'm really enjoying everything. Now I gotta wait. But hopefully not that long. It's been fun. I will see you all sometime, I guess. This isn't like a regular thing. Maybe it should be. If there's things that you want me to watch, we could maybe do that. Who knows? I'm always looking for new stuff. Anyway, bye. I hope you had a good time. I did. Alright, everybody. See you all later.